all brothers, sisters, and gender resistors. My name is Aubrey Sitterson, the writer and co-creator
Beef Bros.
Inspirational leftist superhero comic. It's back, baby, and it's bigger, better, and beefier than ever. Last time, the very first smash hit, critically acclaimed, instant classic, impossible to find Beef Bros. You got your very first taste of the most bodacious superheroes in this or any other galaxy. This time, it's different. This time, it's
Beef Bros. Behind bars.
That's right. Huey and Ajax are taking on the prison industrial complex and the entirety of the carceral state in this all-new, double-sized graphic novella. And fear not, my fine feathered friends, because we've got
Nugget.
Confused? Aubrey of 2020? Tell us, who are the Beef Bros?
The Beef Bros are a couple of happy-go-lucky bodybuilders helping out their communities, not through any kind of complicated theorizing, but instead, in accordance with that one true, inviolable, moral, and ethical imperative. You can help someone. You do it.
Huh. And, pray tell, what is it that they do?
They don't waste time beating up on criminals. No. They take the fight to the real villains. I'm talking about sadistic cops, greedy landlords, and even a couple of boot-licking rival superheroes, all while embodying egalitarian ideals of empowerment and mutual aid.
Righteous. But, Team Beef Bros isn't just past and present versions of me. No. Allow me to introduce to you my co-creator, my brother in beef, Tyrell Cannon. Brother Tyrell, testify.
Team Beef Brothers is proud to welcome back colorist Raciel Avila and letterer Taylor Esposito for our biggest issue yet, twice the size of our debut. This 64-page graphic novella is the biggest, best, and beefiest Beef Brothers ever. But to get it to you by May of 2022, I gotta get back to work.
Amen, brother. And because you, our members, because you deserve it, we have lined up some truly mind-blowing rewards for you. Physical copies, holographic stickers, motivational prints, original art, commissions, the Beef Bros second printing with a brand new cover, and extremely limited quantities of the first issue's impossible to find first printing. So pledge early, pledge often, and pledge generously. And in keeping with the Beef Bros ethos, consider pledging at the Double Trouble level to share a copy with a fellow beefer. It's what Huey and Ajax would do. We need Beef Bros. And as always, we're gonna make it happen together.
What is up, Total Excellence dudes? I can never get tired of that ad. I was just so blown away with that ad. I just have to wear a headband because, rock star. Rock star, I don't know. More like underground type thing. But dudes, I can never get tired of that ad. So, dudes, this is a very special night, okay? Not only am I going to color this beautiful piece right here by Tyrell Cannon himself, but he is also here, dudes. But before I do that, let me just give you an introduction. Who exactly is Brother Tyrell by Aubrey Sitterson? So Tyrell is a comic book artist living and working in Chicago, Illinois. He created covers and pinups for Dark Horse, Image, and Heavy Metal. So, it's going to be totally metal when you read this book. And also, he's well known for Gary, Simon, and Victus. So, dudes, let me check on the chat. Mrs. H, what? this is the best ad ever. Right? Right? I'm not the only one who thinks of this. But anyways, dudes, I'm going to bring Tyrell on. But before I do that, we're going to make something a little fancy, okay? We're going to beef it up, okay? When I found out Tyrell is going to come on this channel, I was like, I got to beef up my channel. So before I do that, I'm going to do something that's a little familiar for any like video game enthusiasts that love fighting games. So we're going to bring Tyrell on right now in 3, 2, 1. How's it going, Tyrell?
Hi. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, dude. I mean, bro, your art, dude, is freaking fantastic. I mean, I'm dying to know, what's your influence behind your art style, dude?
Oh, wow. That's jumping right in there with the hard questions.
Yeah, man. Just diving right in, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I got a lot of different influences. It kind of shifts from project to project. You know, I was, when I kind of went through school and everything, I sort of broadened a lot of my tastes. So I got a lot more into kind of classical art and abstract art and things like that.
Right.
But when it comes back to comics, when I kind of came back around doing comics, some big influences have always been Katsuhiro Otomo, the Japanese artist who did Akira.
Wow.
Mobius is a big influence on me. Michael Golden is one of my current favorites. Old Jim Lee stuff, you know, the old X-Men stuff. I loved all that. Yeah, right now I am super into like stuff that I've been looking at a lot while I'm drawing Beef Bros is Trad Moore is somebody I look at everything he does. I really like it. I've also been looking at some old Joe Madureira artwork, like Uncanny X-Men and Battle Chasers.
Yeah.
And then, Jason Pearson, the guy who did Body Bags. He's another one that I just can't get enough of looking at his stuff lately.
Yeah, no, dude. When I looked at your art style, man, like I could see Joe Mad and like a mix of like kind of like Street Fighter. Because I mean, dude, man, Street Fighter, like these dudes are like
Marvel vs. Capcom stuff was huge for me. That stuff still is just so rad. Those guys, the way they drew musculature and the way every character had their own stance, that stuff's awesome. I love that stuff.
Yeah, no, man, I love that artists like they know like how, you know, the human anatomy is, but when you play around with shapes and stuff and like how you do it, like you just play around with the shapes. I mean, it just looks so awesome. I mean, I like art styles where like these characters are larger than life, and you totally nailed it with like Beef Bros. So like, I just want to know, dude, is like, how did you come across with Aubrey? Is it when you guys were in Dark Horse together? That's how you crossed paths?
No. Aubrey was just a creator. I guess I was sort of aware of his work. You know, I'd seen his comics, and I knew he was like into wrestling. I think he did a wrestling podcast. Well, I mean, I know he does a wrestling podcast now, but back then I didn't really know. I just kind of heard, oh, this guy writes comics. He's into wrestling. But he wasn't really on my radar as far as like a person I knew in person. Like I never met him at conventions or anything. And then a mutual acquaintance of ours, Grim Wilkins, who's a really awesome artist. He did a book at Image called Miranda, and he used to work on the Prophet relaunch. Grim just tweeted one day that Aubrey and I should work together. And so Aubrey wrote me a message and said, "Hey man, you want to work on something?" And I said, "Sure, let's talk." And so, you know, we started talking about some ideas and started gelling a little bit. And this kind of grew out of that. Like he sort of had this germ of an idea for these guys, these bodybuilder guys. And we started talking about video games. We talked about Streets of Rage and Final Fight. And we talked about comics in the 90s. And we talked about, you know, we were vibing with each other. And that's sort of how we got to know each other. And then through the process of working on the first book and now this one, we talk a lot more. And he's a great guy, an awesome collaborator, really fun to work with.
Yeah, no, dude. Like, when I read Beef Bros, when the second like book came out, I literally start reading Beef Bros again, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like this is so much fun. And I honestly, dude, like in 2020 was like a huge, crazy year. Of course, like we won't go there within politics and just staying at home and all of this crazy stuff. But I mean, just the timing of it. Like, how did you guys feel? Like, you just felt like, is it the right time? When I mean, everything was just against you guys within that time frame. Honestly,
Yeah, it was a thing that we definitely talked about some aspects of the way the world has been going on these last year or two came up in regards to whether we should in regards to the project itself on some level, but also just in regards to like, should we launch it right now? But I had already planned to launch another Kickstarter for my book Eris, and I was like, well, I have to do it, and so then when we talked about doing Beef Bros, I was like, let's just try it. Like, what's the worst that could happen, right? Like, we don't make our goal, and then no harm, no foul, right? So we went ahead and went forward with it. And even though the political climate is kind of volatile and toxic these last few years, I think that what we were trying to do with this book, I mean, anything you make is kind of, I think some people want to say that they don't want politics in their art or whatever. Everything is political inherently, right? So
true.
We wanted to add something to the conversation, more just that was about things that we thought were important for people to know and think about, that we think about. And a lot of that had to do with how to make the world better by helping each other. And what if heroes were more interested in that than they were defending some kind of specific country or specific company's needs. It just felt a lot to us, like especially through the hard times of the last year or so, that there wasn't heroes that felt like they represented us and our struggle, and when I say us, I mean our acquaintances, people that we care about, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it just kind of worked out. Maybe the timing was perfect, maybe it wasn't, but for some reason it seemed to connect with people. And we wanted it to be big and bright and happy and something that made people excited rather than something that, made people on edge,
Yeah. No, honestly, dude, like, within how you said before, like how the political thing is so like on edge. And, I was honestly, I believe in my beginning of the stream, I was honestly debating whether to, get Beef Bros or not, due to like, my political, how I believe politically as a conservative. Sure. But I felt like, like this book looks like it is, it's very high quality. The colors are fantastic. And like, honestly, what got me buying it was like, once the cops started shooting at Huey and Ajax, is like, well, I guess they don't want to talk to us. It's a good thing today was chess day. I died. I'm like, this is genius.
Yeah, that was a great line. That scene was like that was the first time, in the when I'm reading the script the first time that Aubrey sent over, I'm like, okay, this is where we're going. All right, we're gonna go here where they're deflecting bullets with their pecs. And I thought, I had worked on so much of my past work was so serious and something that had that big over the top energy felt just right for me right now. Yeah. And I think that it's good. I'm glad to hear that you connected with it on some level, regardless of what your quote politics are. I think we all, we all can find ways that we can connect with each other and things that we like. And maybe if those things include a little bit of our ideas, we can sort of infect each other and help each other learn what the other person thinks. That's what we hope for. So,
yeah, no, most definitely, dude. I mean, I felt like how you guys, brought them up. It's pretty soft-handed compared to how, the big two's politics and how they throw at us. And it's just very, overwhelming, how I could say, and how people, say about today's comics. And, unfortunately, it affected sales. But how you guys presented it, I mean, it seems like it is honestly like a soft hand ball toss, how you guys presented your ideas and ideals. And, I honestly don't disagree with any of it because, it is what it is you just learn and, you find either, common ground or middle ground, or, you can just say like, you agree to disagree, but besides the whole politic thing, even though it says a leftist comic, like how did you guys make sure that it's not going to be like kind of like a ripple effect with the big two, how they presented their political ideals? Because a lot of people, even including myself, like when Aubrey said in his promo, like, oh, this is a leftist comic book, it's like immediately is like, well, there's already left-leaning comics that are going twice as hard than compared to how you guys presented it. And it's honestly, it's like a softball toss. I don't know, maybe it's because it's just the limitations with the 32 or 36 pages that you guys had to do, or is just something that Aubrey and you had in mind, like, look, like it's already exhausting enough, like let's just how can I say, pretty much just set the seeds down, like that, just easily bring them down. Because
yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I think that a lot of that, the phrasing and everything is that we I don't know, for me at least, I think both of us, I think we think, tell people where you're coming from, tell them where you're coming from, tell them what you're all about, and be big and bombastic. Like the whole theme of the book is the whole feel of the book is big and in your face and kind of like almost to the point where the bros themselves, they are like these sort of well-meaning people. They're not like super smart. They're not smarter than you. They're not smarter than me. They're these guys that just mean well, and that's sort of why I think that we tried to be as obvious with all the advertising as we could, because it seems on brand for what the Beef Bros are.
Right.
And all you can do as an artist is make something that you think you believe in and kind of put it out there. I try not to get too caught up in and worried about some of those conversations that go on, because
of course,
at the end of the day, everyone's gonna, read it or not and make their own judgment on whether they think it's a good piece of work or not. And that, everyone's welcome to have that opinion. That's fine.
Yeah, no, I honestly was super happy that I made the investment, and I was literally just laughing my butt off. I was just smiling the whole entire time. You and Aubrey did a fantastic job. I cannot wait for Behind Bars, because, dude, like I backed so many books because October was nuts. Okay, I have friends.
A lot on Kickstarter for sure.
Yeah, for Kickstarter, especially Kickstarter, like October was nuts. So like I have buddies that they do Indiegogo and Kickstarter, but they mostly like focus on Kickstarter, and they do competitions, which is funny. They do competitions where like, okay, look, we're gonna launch at the same time, and we'll see who gets the most funds, and it's awesome. It's like but it's just after like I backed so many of the books that to support my my indie buds, like everything was over like in close to the end of October, I believe, and I'm like, all right, I'm tapped out. Like I think I'm good. Like the next 2 months, I'm not gonna back another book. And then Behind Bars comes on, and I saw Aubrey Street. I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, it's hard, man. I mean, I see so much good work being made right now, and a lot of it is independently published, and that's always been sort of where I've played in the past. I mean, I've been doing comics for a long time, and so I totally believe in independently made things as sort of the where the cool, like that's where all the new and interesting things are happening, and that's nothing against bigger publishers. I think they can do cool things too, but I've always been more intrigued by what people do that takes all of their own hard work to make it happen. It tends to be something that has a little more heart to it, I think, than say a corporate owned operation in general, to generalize.
Right. Yeah, no, dude, it's like, oh my gosh. Dude, I gotta tell you this, man. I hope your Colors does not complain about your line work, because your line work is fantastic, man. It's look how fast I'm getting this done right now. I mean,
no, I'm really impressed, man. You're really making a lot of progress pretty quickly. My Colorist does not complain at all about the work. Raciel La Vida is awesome and easy to work with, and does awesome things with the art. I mean, the colors, I have only colored a few things on my own, and I feel like a novice. And when I saw what Fico and Raciel were doing with the Beef Bros art, I was like, man, I got to learn a lot from this, because they both are just, they're doing things that you're not seeing a lot. A lot of books, especially mainstream books, have these kind of limited palettes and stuff, and in these sort of muted colors, which it's cool, but it's starting to feel like kind of worn down to like not being interesting anymore. And so I do like that what these guys do is they bring this big, bright, bold, saturated energy to everything. And I don't even know how they make it work. There's so many colors on the page, but somehow they still keep it readable. They're really amazing.
Yeah, no, dude, I was blown away. It's like, there is no way the colors that I'm seeing like on the computer screen is going to be able to be printed. And somehow your colors did a phenomenal job making sure like these colors are, easy. They're able to be printed, period. It's like, I'm just blown away. Like the book is beautiful. The colors, what freaking like, besides, me being biased since I'm a colorist, the colors, it's like, oh my God, it's like, this is like a book where, you got these big, huge muscle bound bodybuilders that could honestly be professional wrestlers. And
totally. I mean, professional wrestling was a big influence on the sort of the look of these guys, like especially those 80s, 90s guys with these crazy outfits and stuff and catchphrases and, their ring entrances and all that.
Oh my God. Yeah, man. I want to know, like, how is the character design, like designing these characters, man? How long did it took you to like, when you and Aubrey just sat down or maybe just, just on a Zoom call and be like, okay, like, here is, my, like, Aubrey's like, here's my description of Ajax and Huey, and you just do your interpretation, like, within concept, and then to, pretty much the finalization of these characters, because, my gosh, man, they look so awesome, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, it was, we started the whole story and design of everything with, like, some phone calls, and talked about some things that we thought would be cool, and so that was actually kind of the genesis of a lot of the design stuff that we were going to do. And then, Aubrey kind of wrote, basic names and sort of like one guy's got darker skin, one guy's got lighter skin, and, some basic stuff like that. And then he said, let's see what you got. And I remember I did maybe 2 passes. The first pass I did, they looked similar. They had, basic outfits on, a jacket, pants. The other guy had like on a singlet. I think that was Aubrey's idea to do the singlet. And Aubrey's notes were like, more, just go bigger, more. And so I tried to tweak the design a little bit more. I made the, everything just a little more exaggerated. The jacket's a little bit smaller. The hair's a little bit taller, until we kind of got them bigger. And then as I drew the book, the designs got even more crazy. And now when I draw them, they're even more exaggerated than before. It's like these guys are built to just continue maxing out,
Oh man, dude. Gosh, I got so much. Well, not a lot, but I mean, so far, it's like, let's see. Honestly, dude, as an artist, man, and especially since you told me all your influence, why comics, man? As an art medium.
That's a good question. Well, I actually, when I first got out of school, I tried to do some other things. I worked on some movie things and television things, doing storyboards and concept art stuff. And I really didn't like it. It was kind of not fun for me. I didn't like how many hands were in the projects and how much the projects would change from beginning to end, and feeling like a cog in a machine, and and it was cool and everything, and I had a good time trying that, and I did some animation work too, and that was just that's just brutal. I mean, it's cool, but it's like you work so hard. Not that comics are easy, but I tried to get away from comics, I guess, but they kept pulling me back in. I painted for a while when I was in college, and then eventually went back to comics, and then I graduated and kind of did movie stuff, and then I eventually came back to comics, and I finally accepted a while ago that it's not really that I chose comics. It kind of comics chose me, as they say. It's sort of been the thing that I can't get away from. I love it so much. I've loved it since I was 10. I can't stop. So what about you, man? How did you get into comics?
Dude, funny enough, man. I mean, when like I started like getting into comics like early 2018, funny enough. And the reason why, like, when I was growing up as a kid, like, your parents they'll just throw stuff at you and see like how you interact with it, right? So I remember at least so far how I remember was I believe it was Superboy, and it was like around the time when they killed off Superman. Thank God I was so adolescent and so young at the time. I would cry because I love Superman. I still have like my Superman plush doll next to me right now as we speak. And it was Superboy, and it was issue 1, I believe. And I remember it was like a cutout cover where when you open it, that's when the Superman symbol is. So it was pretty cool. It's just the thing with me was when I was a kid, like I hated reading. So so that was a thing where, there was like a cutoff with me reading comics. And, I honestly was, I was still trying to learn reading. So imagine learning to read and then try to understand how to read a comic and following the speech bubbles and all of this foreign language that now you got to learn. And I got into reading manga. Dragon Ball Z was like the biggest thing that got me.
Stuff, yeah.
That got me into, get my feet wet of reading comics. And I have a background in graphic design. I did graphic design for like 3 years or 4 years, I believe. So, I was in, like how you said before, I was in a cognate machine where, I'm just trying to find work, especially here in South Florida. They demand a lot of skill sets, but the pay does not match. And I would get like, my portfolio was so good. Like I would get interviews for people that are looking for people with bachelors, and I have an AA. So it's like, I did like t-shirts, I did logo designs, all of this basic generic stuff. And, until like I did video games for a bit. I didn't, publish one, but I was trying it out. I know the only thing I have more control of was doing the art. And that was something that I was slowly getting back into because I stopped doing art for when I was 15, I believe. Yeah, I was 15. So imagine when you stop drawing within a decade, is like you start realizing, God, like I draw like I was 15. So it's like, oh man. But yeah, man, I started drawing again and starting to learn the basics again, and just seeing results. But I noticed how, I started noticing where I follow a few comic artists, and they would say like, the biggest demand is a colorist and a letterer. So I'm like, all right, I don't have patience to even know what the size of a font is because I already did that in graphic design. So I think colors will be fine since I did business cards and flyers and posters and all this stuff. So I have a good idea what colors a printer is able to print. So
that's cool. Wow. So you all your skills kind of came together for comics now. That's cool.
Yeah, exactly, man. So I fell in love with comics. Again, it was 2018. So like, I've read this comic book news article where, I was huge fan of Power Rangers. And there was this news article saying like, oh, like, Tommy dies in the comic. I'm like, wait, what? Freaking Tommy Oliver, the freaking like green, I call him the multicolored Ranger because he became green and then became White Ranger. And that was crazy how that happened. But then he's red, and the next season he's red again. So it's like, so it blew my mind. Is like my little like 5-year-old self was like, oh my God, it's like this is the guy that I grew up with, and they killed him off. It's like, so I read comics, and Dan Mora, like, he has a style where it's manga influence, so it was much more easier for me to like get into the zone, and I fell in love with comics. Like, I slowly was starting to get into superheroes, but I was mostly into indie stuff.
Cool.
So yeah, man, it was a long process for me to get to superhero comics, but yeah, no, I honestly felt like, for a medium that to show off your work, I felt like comics was, the thing that I wanted to pursue. And doing coloring, like, it's just a joy. Like, it just keeps my sanity, especially doing heavy labor work where I'm at. So
yeah, it's a fun part of the process I was always scared of, but it feels like the digital tools, that are available now, and the ease of using them makes it a lot more fun than I think it probably used to be.
Yeah, man. Oh my God. I remember when I saw the first, like, the first drawing tablets, when I would watch like these, I don't know, I would watch old YouTube videos and stuff, but you would see like old drawing tablets, and then it's not like visual tablets. Like, you got to look on the screen and then just draw it, what you see. So
the Wacom's, those old little tablets. I had one of those a while ago.
Oh my goodness, man. How does it feel just from that technology to now you can finally look at a freaking screen and like, actually look at your work within progress?
Oh, it's pretty great, man. I couldn't color. I tried to use the Wacom for coloring, and I just really couldn't do it. I color mostly on an iPad when I color. I mean, I use Photoshop as well, but I do a lot of it on the iPad now, and it just feels a lot more natural for me to color on the surface of the paper, the device. Because I do all my pages, basically all on paper. I mean, I do some of the thumbnailing digitally, but I prefer to work on paper. But I would never want to watercolor something or try to color on paper. I'm not brave enough for that.
Yeah, no, dude. I funny enough, when you were in Daniel Warren, I hope I said his name right, because I saw you inking your piece, and
cool.
Dude, funny thing too was like, you were live streaming at the same time when I was coloring Ajax. So cool. I was so bummed when I missed it. So I had to watch the replay, and dude, you were so fast in inking it. And then when I hear like, Warren said like, you are inking slower than expected. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well, Dan's super quick. He's got that sort of free line with his work that really works, and he's quick when he inks. He's a little slower with his pencils, but he's fast on his inks, man. And I've gotten faster with my inking over time, and it depends on what you're doing. I mean, a single character on paper is a little easier to just kind of jump into. If there's a bunch of other things going on, I have to plan it sometimes. Like, if I know I'm going to do a splatter effect, or if I know I want to have buildings in the background, I kind of have to decide which parts I want to get to first, so that I have some leeway in how I do it, without having to cover over things too much, or erase too much, or I guess white out too much. Yeah,
man, dude, I just love like the little pen. Like, when I started like opening this, I could see like all the little pencil stuff, and honestly, dude, I can just erase it. Just right now.
Well, I should have got you a better scan of that. I usually do some level adjustments to get rid of some of that, but I left the thing I posted. I just kind of took a quick scan and put it up, because I wanted, when I buy original art, I actually like to see all that stuff. So I feel like if people are gonna buy the book and then hopefully win this drawing, they'll appreciate that it looks like the picture. Like they can see all the little marks and stuff.
Yeah, no, dude. I honestly appreciate all the little marks and stuff, because I got I have original art with Eddie Nunez, and same thing. I love the art style where it's just big, buff, beefed up dudes, and they just, I don't know, it freaking blows my mind. and just seeing your work, I'm like, oh my God, like, this is my book. This is my book.
It's fun to exaggerate. A lot of my older comics have a lot more of a naturalistic feel to the way I draw the characters. And like in this phase of my artistic life, I've been much more intrigued by how to kind of push exaggeration and push abstraction and try to make it just as kind of wild as possible. Another huge influence for me is graffiti art, and I love things that feel like they're moving, even though it's a still image, or things that feel like they're glowing or powerful, even though it's like just lines on paper. Like that's sort of this magic trick that I feel like comic art especially is really good at, is sort of making this illusion out of just lines on paper that there's big things happening. That really excites me.
Yeah, no, man. I have like what was it? The pastor I was at the church at the time, like he was huge with graffiti art, and he would go to Wynwood. And when you visit like South Florida, Wynwood is a huge like very art deco type of feel to it. So you're gonna have graffiti art, wall art, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, man. At the same time though, it's not a safe place to go at night, but I went to Wynwood maybe once or twice, and honestly, dude, it felt like Disneyland for me, because it's literally just art. Period.
That's cool, man. That's cool. Yeah, I love checking out the art that people put on walls in cities too. It's just the whole feeling of it is different, and it's nice. I definitely feel like that's like kind of what draws me to a project like this too, is that it's big, kind of boisterous, writing as well. So it sort of pushes me to try to maximize as much as I can on the paper. So.
Yeah, no, dude. And it's funny too, like when you bring up, like you've done work where it was super serious and stuff. And I checked out your website, man. And when I looked at your art style with Beef Bros, I'm like, dude, his art style would be perfect if he does Doom. And literally the first thing that pops up in the banner is freaking Doom guy just sawing off a freaking demon. I'm like, I think I found my favorite artist.
Thanks, man. Yeah. Yeah, Doom's awesome. I did a Doom Inktober challenge for myself a couple years ago, and
that's incredible, dude. Yeah, dude. Do you have like a PDF or something just for the black and whites? Because, dude, I will just color and I will just send you over, and I'll be like,
yeah. I mean, the book is available, I think, on my website still. There's a digital version and the paper version is sold out. I'm actually reordering it for the next time I have a show, but yeah, there's a digital copy available, man. I can share you a PDF or something after this for sure.
Yeah, most definitely, dude. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, dudes. Let me check on my chat because I'm just so neglectful right now. Let me see. We got Neostar Productions, the brilliant star that shines through the night, the camel clutch that makes you humble. Riser Man stands before you. Thank you, Neo. What was it? I believe Neo backed it when I was coloring Ajax at the time. So thank you, Neo, for backing Beef Bros.
Thanks.
And we got Z DeWitt. Hi, guys. Great discussions. Thank you so much, Z. Let me see. I'll admit I'm not a fan of Aubrey's work in the industry, but I like what you two have been doing with the Beef Bros. And I'm more than happy to support you guys and your passion project. Yeah, dude.
Thank you.
Bring
Thank
on
you
the
very
beef. Maximum beef. Oh, man. Yeah, no, I love Neo. He's a regular here in the channel. He'll just think of something on the spot. Like all these like intros he would just bring on just on the fly. So
that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, no, dude. So I'm waiting for you, Neo, to bring out what is it? Riser Man, dude. Got to bring Riser Man to reality. But anyways, dudes, if you guys want to know what the heck exactly I was talking about, you guys can go to the description below. I'll even put down the link where you can get Tyrell Cannon's work.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Yeah, bump people over to the website there. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff available. Go check it out. Some stuff's out of stock right now, but I'm working on restocking. I've been so busy with Kickstarters and stuff that I haven't had time to restock.
Yeah, dude. No, congratulations on Ares issue 2, dude.
Thank you very much. I was really proud of that. That's another book I do with my brother, and it's another passion
Really?
project. So
That is so awesome, man.
yeah.
So what was the process? Was you and your brother like writing together, or he was a writer and you were the artist to bring it up?
Oh
bring it
yeah,
to life?
for Eris, my younger brother Logan, he and I sort of co-write it. He definitely does the lion's share of the lifting and the writing, but we sort of conceptualize scenes together and plot lines and stuff, and then I'll write something like, "Hey, make this guy say something cool," and then he actually comes up with cool lines and whatever, and he helps me kind of fit the narrative structure together a little better because I'm not maybe as naturally good at, or not as skilled as him in that. And so yeah, and then I do all the art for it. I do have an assistant that does some color flatting for me, but other than that, the art's all me. I do the lines, colors, lettering, design, all that. It's a very indie book, but I want it to look as professional and kind of big and like powerful as possible, so it's always that it takes a little longer and it's a little harder to do it when you're doing it alone, but it's possible, which is one of the cool things about comics. You can make a great looking book that looks just as good as anything anybody else is putting out if you just have the time and energy to do it. There's not a lot. You can't really make a film by yourself that's that looks like Hollywood quality.
Gosh,
but with comics you can do that, which is really awesome.
Yeah, no, that's the thing I love about comics is like you as a viewer are in control of the pace of the comic. In movies is like you are limited. Okay, you just gotta literally watch at the exact time and pace, and you don't even know if. And pacing is different. However you like it. You like the pacing to be slow. Okay, cool. If you like a fast pace, like these action flicks, great. But I mean, you are not in control. With comics, you are in control. You can read however you want to read it. It can be fast, it can be slow, and however you consume it, you consume it how you want to pace it. And as well as just doing comics is like your only limitation is just like your imagination. If you can draw it, great. If you can't, just find a way to make it work.
Yeah. It's fun. It's like this medium that, the sky's the limit as far as like what can be accomplished, with storytelling and with design and characters and motion and all that. But it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of practice. It's like this very specific skill set. I feel like I've seen a lot of people who maybe are really great illustrators or painters try to do comics and it's hard to just switch into that skill set. I don't think that it's really the same thing. It's not just a bunch of illustrations. It's not just, one piece. It's this multifaceted thing. And it feels like I still feel like I'm learning every day. I feel like the medium is forcing me to learn something new every single day. And from other artists, I look at other artists' work all the time and try to take as many lessons as I can from them. And that's the only way to get better. And you really got to be honest with yourself about what works in your work and what doesn't. Another thing I try to do is look at my stuff and critique it. Like look through my stuff that I did, a week ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, and say, well, what's working here? What's not working here? How can this be better? And
right.
It kind of drives me crazy, but I think it helps me make better comics.
Yeah, no, dude. I learned that the hard way when I started like doing when I was starting to get back to doing art and stuff. Like I'm like, let me just do a comic. Like, how hard is it gonna be, right? Oh my God. It's just panel layouts, and honestly, like it's great too, because as having a background in doing comic book work, like you can do story paneling for like as for TV and all this stuff. So it's like it's beneficial at the same time. Like if you can make an image look like it's moving, then you'll be able to make an image move without an actor like being in the scene.
Right. Yeah, you're quick, man. You're doing a quick job on this. That's great.
Thank you so much.
Really
Yeah,
cool,
I know.
Man.
Yeah, no, dude. I'm just honestly, I've been doing this for. I learned how to do coloring for about a year now.
How did you learn how to color? Did you take some courses or watch some online guys or?
I did a little bit of both. I looked online, but I felt like, if I want to take it serious, then I looked into Kurt Michael Russell's How to Color Comics.
Yeah, he's really good. I like that guy.
My gosh, dude, he literally helped me out getting my first gig, doing coloring work and stuff. And my game plan was, especially in this channel, where, especially my people in the chat and those that subscribe to me, like they've watched me grow. They've seen my pace, how fast I've done it. And it was at a point now where people feel like, hey, look, like I want to try you out. Can you do this pinup for me? Can you do this postcard? So I did my very first one doing coloring last year, and it was like November, was The Flock. And I did a poster. I wish I have it next to me, but the colors, you could tell like, oh man, like it was rough, but it's a part of the growing process. And
yeah. I mean, you should look back on your old stuff and think about and see it as like not as good. Like that's where you want to be as an artist. You want to see that you've improved or changed or evolved in some way.
Yeah, no, most definitely, man. But yeah, no, I have evolved so much. I mean, it's thanks to Kurt that I'm doing coloring and I'm making money off of it and just marketing myself as a colorist. I mean, I want to market myself as an artist as well, but again, it's a marathon. So I'm focusing more on my strengths when I'm doing these things, like doing these live streams. I do plan on at some point doing pre-recorded videos, maybe even like showing off some work that I'm doing and what I've already done. So yeah, man, I'm currently a colorist for the Flock comic, and I love it so much. It is it's a golden age influence for an all ages book. So yeah, I love it so much. It's
cool.
The character's name is the Goose Man, right? So he is from what is it? I believe it's called Maple City. Maple City, Canada, or O City, and it's so like I love that book so much. Mrs. H, who was in the chat, she told us that her child loves it. Like she doesn't like his son says, oh, like that maple syrup book, and she knows like, oh, she's talking about the Flock.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, so a lot of
That's
parents
awesome, man.
has
exciting.
Yeah,
It's like it's made for kids and kids are liking it. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, man. It's like he didn't even realize it until like I think I was on one of the live streams pitching it, and he didn't realize like he has like 72 pages worth of content because it's like issues 1 through 3. I got to color issues 2 and 3. I started actually in coloring issue 3 because his colorist was backed up with projects and stuff. So then I pretty much took over coloring the 3rd issue, and then it was still issues with the colorist again. You can only within my pacing was pretty fast. So he says, hey, since you're almost done with the book, you want to do issue 2? I'm like, heck yeah. And so I would always promote it saying look guys, if you feel like issue 2 colors look way better than the 3rd one, that was pretty intentional.
That's cool, man. I mean, like you were saying, there's a lot of demand for good colorists and colorists that are quick, and so yeah, if you're flowing with that, man, that's the way to go. That's really cool, especially if the work's satisfying and if you feel like you're getting something out of it.
Yeah, no, man. It honestly does feel satisfying because I did a way before even doing Ajax. I did a Gunslinger Spawn, and it was the newest one. And I did not know this dude was part of the art team for Gunslinger, and his name was Kevin Keane.
Okay.
So honestly, my weakness was muted color, so it's it's a more darker tone type of character. So my weakness was muted colors, but he was so awesome. Like he left me like freaking comments and saying like you're on your way, you did good.
Awesome,
So,
man. That's cool.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no. And then once like literally like after that, like once I did Ajax, I was, I honestly did not know like Aubrey would share my work and then you shared my colors. Is like, oh my God. It's like, wow.
It's cool to see, man. We love to see when people engage with it, but also like personally as someone who's, been doing this a long time and tried to also get legs up here and there. I mean, everybody needs to be encouraged. I think that if you want to keep doing it, you can't do it in a vacuum. You got to put your work out there. And it's kind of the duty of the people out there to try to encourage you to improve or to keep going after it. Because if I didn't have people encouraging me, it would have been really hard to keep going. Because there's times when the work doesn't come or when you feel like you don't have time for it or and so I think you should keep going, man. It's cool to see. It's really cool to see my work colored by anybody, especially in this case where it's like I didn't even ask for it.
Yeah,
it's like a surprise, it's like, oh, cool, new colors. I didn't even know,
I know, man. Yeah, a buddy of mine told me, like, man, it's like, because he was a fan of your work too. He's like, man, like your colors work well with Tyrell when he saw my Ajax, because I was posting all over and freaking on Discord. So yeah, no, everyone freaking was blown away. Like your art, your art sells. But with colors, man, the color's job is to make your art look twice as great.
Yeah. No, good colors elevates. I think that everyone at each step of the process hopefully is pushing it a little bit further and trying to bring something unique to it. So it's so key. Like Beef Bros wouldn't be Beef Bros without the crazy colors and without color. It's such a huge part of the story and the feeling and the theme of the book. And it was hard for us to find the right person, like we looked around a lot and kind of talked about what we wanted it to look like. And we had, a hard time finding the right fit. But when we finally got Fico and Raciel, it was like, oh, it was perfect.
Yeah, man. Dude, man, it's like the colors for that book. Your colors did phenomenal job, man.
Yeah, they do good stuff. Really good stuff. I like that you're getting all the little details here too. That's the part that when I have to color, I get worried about. But it's like so fun when you just zoom in on it and see it tracing it.
Yeah, man. I'm like, I think what's good about artists is that, they catch the little details. I will zoom in and it will just be pixels and I'll just color it and no one will have no idea what it is. But that's the great thing about art, man. It's like it's one of those things where it's just one of those things in the art medium where not a lot of people will appreciate. In animation, you could fix this one little key frame of the movement and it would look so natural than how it was before the stiff. Right. No one's gonna ever see it. It's only those that work on the project.
Yeah, that's the hard thing with animation is it's probably as much or more work than comics, but it goes by in a second. Whereas if you do it if you spend 100 hours on a double page spread or something, someone can stare at it for as long as they want, and that's pretty rad. I think that's like kind of a neat thing. Is it feels like when you put the work into a page or a book that. I tend to think that people reading it put a little more time into it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, most definitely, dude. I totally agree because I think the best thing even doing projects, man, is like I learned personally when I started working on the flock is like you got to have that same energy because this is going to be a project where you're going to spend an entire month or even 2 months, depending like how long the page count is. And I grew to appreciate and even like enjoying the whole process. And, I think what makes it even so much faster too with me coloring is like, he had a flatter. So it just makes the whole process even so much smoother.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the thing that I finally realized when I was coloring the second issue of Eris. I was like, I had used, an assistant on the first issue here and there, and then when I got into the second one with some of the work in there, I was like, man, I can't flat this thing myself. Like, I got to pay somebody to flat this because I'd already spent 2 months, 3 months drawing it. I couldn't spend another 3 months coloring it. So
yeah, man,
uh,
I could totally understand that.
and then flatting is a great way to get started coloring. I think a lot of people, when they're first trying to figure out how to do it, you learn a lot by flatting, and you learn a lot from the person you're working with. Like if they can, give you some notes in return, that's a great way to get your foot in the door, with making comics.
Yeah, no, most definitely, dude. I think the most exciting thing too with colors, because I did my homework. Like you got to do, at least with colors, like you got to do like 6 or 8 projects, because that's what I was always going on Kurt's live stream, so I would always learn the little nuggets of colors and all this. And he's so awesome. Like he just answers any of your questions, even if it's a repeat, he will answer it anyways, or he'll just reference a video that he did. So
yeah, he's great. Did you see he just colored one of my drawings?
No, I have not, dude. I am
he did colors on one of my. I did a Dead Space commission, and he colored that.
You know what? Really yeah, I did actually see that. Holy crap! That was really you?
Fun. Yeah, that was my Dead Space piece.
Oh my gosh, bro! He's Louise, man.
Yeah, Kurt's great. I watch his channel too to kind of learn things because I'm still learning how to even handle colors at all. And so he just like has the best information, the best videos. It's like good about what he does is like like you said, he answers questions, but he doesn't get like he just keeps answering them if people are in there, and then he'll make a video about it if a lot of people ask about it. It's pretty great.
Yeah, man. Let me see. I'm checking on my chat now. See who else be saying. Let me see. We got Peter Retro Palmiotti. Hey dudes. Hey Peter. Peter, he used to be an inker for Marvel. I believe around like the 8. Correct me if I'm wrong, Peter, because you've paved your way. He was an inker for Marvel Comics in, I believe, late 80s and early 90s. So he was a witness of the whole Image like debacle. So he had experience with that. His biggest work was doing Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, I believe. So yeah, man, I'm making sure like I'm making good pals and all this stuff a long way through, because it's all about networking. Let me see. A good colorist is always a blessing. My own artist used to have his own in-house colorist. That's dope. Let me see. Mad busy. Only 5 pages to ink on my book, Retro. Stoked. Awesome, dude. Awesome, Peter. Cannot wait to see Retro. We got Gingerton in the house. Yo, sorry I'm late. I've been working. Hey, Ichthus and Tyrell. Hail chat. What is up, dude? And we got BMR Comics. Woo woo. We got Nicholas Mueller. Nicholas is another creator. I don't know if you ever come across with a book called Demon Hunter. Was it Demon Hunter Raven? Because I said Demon Slayer and it's a manga, and I don't want to get in trouble saying that. I did some. I read a few of Nicholas' books. His book is mostly supernatural horror. So if you're into that, I think that's going to be around your alley. He just did. Cool. Yeah, he did. The recent one was Sunchild. So after Sunchild campaign was over and the flock, I'm like, all right, I'm tapped out. Beef bros. All right, I'm working on the weekends. But yeah, man, it's great stuff. Let me see. Okay, there you go. Peter's correcting me. Thank you, Peter. Inker at Marvel and DC mid-90s, most known for my work on Aquaman with Peter David and Jim Calafori. Nice,
Peter. Awesome. That's really cool. Inkers are awesome. I feel like it's a lost art. There's not as many around. I love I actually love inking other people's stuff or having them ink my stuff. I'll do drawing exchanges with friends while we're hanging out, like doing a drink and draw. Like I'll sketch
Nice.
something and Daniel or Johnson will ink it. He'll sketch something and I'll ink it, and we'll hand it to our buddy Landis. It's like fun to kind of see what someone else does with your pencil lines, or to just like ink over someone else too. It's like you learn a lot about it. Just like coloring over somebody else. It's like you're looking at the work so intently that you're bound to learn something new or try something different.
Yeah, no, most definitely, dude. Yeah, no, I would joke around with Peter when he would be inking, and I think a few people started like repeating everything I said. Is like, oh man, inking is such a hidden art of tracing.
Inkers don't like that, I don't think.
Oh well, at least with Peter, he has a good sense of humor. So, but yeah, man, it's Peter is a fantastic inker. I saw some of his work, and I'm like, my God, man, it's like,
that's cool.
I try inking, man. I try inking like a few books, like not a few books. What am I talking about? A few sketches like Jim Lee or I did not meant to color that. Jim Lee and a few top dogs, Greg Capullo, like all of these high detailed artwork, and my God, it's like, geez, it's like I'm just so surprised how fast inkers are. Like how I saw you ink like freaking Huey, I'm like, and I was like, what? Like you did it just like fearless. You just did it.
It's fun. It's my favorite part of the whole process. Like if I could just like, I'm always in a hurry to get to the inks because it's my favorite part. So
that's great.
Maybe I should slow back down so it takes me longer. I get to enjoy it more. But
I think it's
super zen when you get into it, and it's so easy to kind of get lost in the process because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of like focus. You're just like zeroed in on the paper while you're doing it.
Yeah, no, most definitely, dude. Well, I think for your sake, when you work with like titles like Dark Horse and when you did pinups for Dark Horse, Image, and Heavy Metal, I mean, you have to, the biggest thing that you have credibility is getting things done on time. So, it's kind of hard to like, enjoy the process. I mean, for me, I don't know. I don't mind getting things done fast since, I live in South Florida and it's like fast paced. So trust me, I have family here that lives where you live, like in Chicago, Illinois.
Yeah,
and like when they visit here, it's like Miami, they're like, oh my God, like I never left home.
Yeah.
It's very fast paced and just go.
I bet. Well, my man, this has been super awesome and an honor to be on the show. I promised my wife I would only be an hour. It's my daughter's second birthday. We're having a little party for her tomorrow. So I told her I was going to go help her set up the party.
Oh, no.
I could stay and talk comics all night, honestly, but
of course,
getting some texts from her. I should probably go. But yeah, man, this has been super awesome. I really appreciate you having me on. It's so cool to see you coloring this. I can't wait to see it done. When it's done, make sure you post it up, tag me so I see it. I want to check it out.
Yeah, most definitely,
this is
dude.
Looking really great though, and I appreciate you supporting the book. Aubrey does too. He could not be here, but he's like, hey, tell him thanks for pushing the book and helping us get our work out there because it's a labor of love, So everything helps.
Yeah, no, that I was trying to reach out for Aubrey, man. It's like, look, dude, like you can just join in the stream whenever. Like I hit him up in Instagram. I hit him up in Twitter. I don't know if he's more active just hitting DMs on Instagram. But yeah, no, I did my best to like at least get him on whatever time, if he's not obligated, of course.
Oh, of course. Yeah, no. It's just, hey, we try to split up things and take, because we all have different schedules and everything. So I'm more of a nighttime guy. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, I really appreciate it. And thanks for everyone who watched. And, again, I'm looking forward to seeing this, but but yeah, I gotta go.
Of course, man. Totally understand, you know. So, dude, thank you for coming by, man. And hopefully within the next week, we will get Beef Bros. And, dude, I got the commission tier, man. I cannot wait.
Oh man, I'm so appreciative of that. I'm excited when we get funded and you pick your commission. I'm excited to see what you pick. So
don't worry, it's gonna be very It's gonna be very familiar. So it's gonna be lots of fun, man.
All right, man. Well, enjoy the rest of your night, dude, and take it easy.
You too, dude. Thanks for coming by, Tyrell. Really appreciate it. Bye-bye. All right, dudes. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to check on the chat now. Let me see. We got AKA Pat in the house. What is up, players? I am doing excellent, dude. Looking fresh. Thank you, Peter. Don't mind. It's all fun. AKA Bad, just slowing down and having some drinks. Been grinding on the table all day. Yeah, dude, I've been seeing your drawings, man. I always get excited with your stuff, man. It just brings so much energy. There's Neil Star Production says, trust me, inking is no easy task. Respect the craft, fellas. Most definitely, man. Let's see, what's everyone working on? I jumped on a stack of Dark Hero titles soon to change layouts. Awesome stuff, man. Yeah, we'll talk about that later, Peter, because I've been busy too. Like I got projects I gotta color. So dudes, my game plan is November is a big month. All right, I'm working on a book. Okay, thanks to Peter who's hooking me up. I won't say officially because, you know, I'm still doing like colors and making sure I can match within this dude's coloring style. And what's great is just, you know, simple like old school colors, CMYK, and just making sure, you know, I match a style. There's the Tyrell following you. Great work. Thank you. Huge honor. Thank you so much, Tyrell. Let me see. I want to make sure I read all of your chats, dude. Read all of it. We've been in, and funny thing too, Tyrell said like he will be on for half an hour, but man, it's a huge honor, and you know, indeed, man, just glad that he stayed on longer than expected. But you know, hopefully the wifey doesn't scream at him. Let me see. Tyrell wasn't drinking alcohol. What up with that? Come in hell or high water. 2022 will be the year for Henshin Hero Riser Man. Most definitely, buddy. Thank you all so much for coming by the stream, dudes. Trust me, we're going to be here for a good while. I got my reference here. I don't know if you can see my reference. I don't think so. Perfect. So, yeah, dudes, I think we're going to go and what am I going to do? You know what? He has this dark blue. I think you can see my reference. Can you see my reference? No, you cannot. Funny. Okay, great. So, anyways, dudes, let me see. Blue. His hair is blue, so we're going to do that right now. Let me create another layer. Call it hair, right? Just to keep it at the blue. He has a muted blue color, so is it the same muted blue as this? I think we can play around with that, guys. Hey guys, let me actually switch this over because it feels a little uncomfortable. I don't know if maybe you feel like I'm a little bit slower than usual, maybe not, but I'm going to switch on over to this. This is the one that gave Aubrey and Tyrell the attention. All right, let me get back to this. Bam. All right, dudes. Let me get back to the pace. Get everything done super duper fast because we're still in the flat process. Flatting process. Yeah, this looks good. We might, excuse me, dudes. We might play around with this blue. I was wondering what the heck that cube is. Like next to his face, I was like, man. Because it looks like, let me see, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. Okay, so that's his. I'm so confused. What is that? I'll just color it gold, I guess. Color it gold. To do that color. Okay, and then did I? Oh, hell yeah, this is perfect. All right, so if I can just bring it down a bit. So this is what we're talking about. Like, look at the freaking colors, man. The mere fact that this colors was able to like get it printed and how you see the colors, how they are, fan-freaking-tastic. This is something that I'm aiming for to make sure that these colors are going to be printed. Fantastic stuff. So, all right. I remember most of it. His jacket is purple. Sometimes they'll play around with the colors too. It could be purple. It could be pink. Now we'll just do it like that. So yeah, dudes, I hope you're having an awesome, awesome Friday night, dudes. Thank you guys so much for coming by to the stream and, you know, get to watch me within doing my process and, you know, having Tyrell on, you know, on the side and just watch me do my process. It's pretty dope. All right, let me see. I think we're gonna make them gold as well, so we'll make everything gold. Okay, they're all cubes, so I'm going to keep it like that. Keep it all cubey. Cubey. Is that even a word, cubey? Yeah, it is actually a word. What am I talking about? It's football term for quarterback. I would know since I used to do I played flag football. So it's not really football. I don't consider it as really football, but at least, you know, my face was intact. Yeah, I used to be a quarterback for my school at the time. So I was quarterback most of the time. I did not I did throw, and my throws weren't that bad, but they can tend to be unpredictable how I throw it. But most of the plays my coach would tell me was just, you know, just handoffs. And you know, I got really good trick plays on like handoffs and stuff, like fakes and all this mumbo jumbo. And let's see. Oh, it's also magenta. Let me see. Let me look at my reference. Yeah, he had. Okay, so his jacket is pink. I don't know. They're always playing around with the color scheme. So we'll make it pink. We'll make it like, as far as it looks like fuchsia. So we'll do it like that. We'll do a fuchsia. So we'll color it like that. Hopefully it doesn't overdo it. So do it like that. This fuchsia color going on. Yeah, you see what I mean? That's why I don't like to like do it without the line work off, because then you could see here, dudes, it just overlaps the colors that, I've already colored. Oops. Oh, shoot. What the heck? Oh, no wonder. Okay. Get mine. Let me turn off the flash for a minute, dude, so that way I can pay attention just to little things. Yeah, this is going to be. So that's going to be his skin. See, even that overlapped is not supposed to overlap, but, we can make these little fixes. See, maybe it's his bracelet. You know what? Let me double check on that right now to confirm that with you, bud. Yeah, my reference doesn't show he's wearing a bracelet. Oh, wait, he's wearing an armband. Let me see. Yeah, no, wait. Yeah, he's wearing his watch. So, excuse me, guys. Okay, thank you for that eye, Peter, because I honestly had no clue what the heck that was. But you cracked the code, buddy. Thank you so much for helping me. So, crack the mystery. It's his freaking watch. But he has an armband. Oh, this is issue 1, though. So then that means I guess he's not wearing an armband for this issue. Oops, wrong one. It's very interesting. All right, so now, yeah, we're gonna continue like with the whole fuchsia colors. We're gonna experiment. That's a fun part about coloring. We're gonna experiment, trying to capture as close as we can with these colors, especially for like issue 2. All right, let me see. Yeah, I think it looks good so far. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Let me save my progress. Just need to drink some water. Because for no doubt, I'm going to be talking a lot. All right, let me see. Any little stuff? These little snowflakes. All right, let me see. Shadows. So we're going to play around with this, okay? Play around with some shadow work. If we can do, I remember what it was exclusion. Let's play around with exclusion, right? At least with Tyrell, I have a good idea where the shadows are going to be and just color over it. So now he looks like a freaking zombie. So that's honestly not the intention, but bear with me, dudes. We're going to get somewhere. Just a little trick I found when that's not what I wanted. Sorry. Little trick I found where if I duplicate exclusion, I think twice, should give me a proper color. That is gray though. He looks like a freaking zombie. That's not what I wanted. Usually gives me a color. Very interesting. I guess it didn't work this time. Weird. Did I play around with the settings? Nah, it did not work out. All right. What was it then? Did it do something different? Nah. We'll try multiply. Okay. We can work with that. Yeah, this looks a little more accurate. So we'll do that color for shadow work. Perfect. So now what I'm going to do is now it's a multiply layer. Just keep it normal, right? Just going to keep it normal. Kind of like that. We'll undo that. Thing for now what I could do is hide this. Not too much, but we'll hide his stomach since it's already like, hinting at like this is where the shadows are going to be. So we're going to do that. Bam. Mm-hmm. Oh God, that's not what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. All right, let me see. Now we'll add some orange, some hard orange as a highlight. Excuse me, dudes. I think we'll do a color burn. See, let me this. Stop doing the little stuff, dudes. See, I gotta meet up tonight to watch an old Clive Barker movie with friends. Stay excellent, Ichthus. Take care, chat all. Thank you, Peter, for coming by, buddy. You have an excellent, excellent time, buddy. Yeah, I'm starting to like this shimmer. I think that's a proper term. All right, let me see. Let me start erasing some little pencil stuff here and there. That way I can have like a good concentration on that. I gotta make sure I don't erase Tyrell's signature, because that will be oops. Okay. It's little things. I gotta be very careful of all these little pixels. That way the looks much cleaner. Much cleaner. Got all these dead pixels as well. Oh, this is his shoelace. Oh, thank God I catch that. Cause bro, it would have been bad if I freaking been really bad if I did that. Let me color that really quick. Ow! Freaking banged my elbow. I don't know if you guys heard that. I don't know if you heard that bang. Oof. But I'm fine, dudes. I'm fine. Don't call. Let me see. I think we've cleaned up a lot of stuff on this. Let me just get rid of this pencil sketches here. Just a little cleanup. I think we'll leave those alone, but I'll get rid of this. Actually, we might play around with that. We'll actually play around with it. So we'll call it highlights 2. What? Why not make my life complicated? Let's see, how does this look? Nah. Let's try. Let me lower down the opacity a bit. God. Get rid of all these like little X's and stuff. Yeah, let me get rid of that. Still gonna be erasing some stuff like pencil sketches. Let's try soft light. Let's see what soft light looked like. I don't see one dip of color. What about color burn? Because it makes everything look warmer. You know what? Color burn was actually good. Let me. Color burn. Yeah, it looks good. Actually, not bad. Let me see how red will react to color burn, since they are warmer colors. All right, it did absolutely nothing. So with that, I pretty much like that one more. Perfect. Sorry I've been so quiet, dudes. I'm going to go and check on the chat right now. See. Oh, yeah, I got a few new fighters added to the roster sheet, including Kirby, Gator, and Violet from DHR. Nice. And let me see. No, I just need an OP villain antagonist to be the final boss and possibly regular villain for the sub boss. Yeah, usually sub bosses are usually like rivals of the characters, so I think that could be a cool initiate. And can't even talk right now. I don't know why. It's a good way to use as a sub boss. It's just a rival of a character in the roster. So that's something you can look into, Neo. Get back to this. All right, let's see. Let's go and play around with some colors. So let's try with this. What I love is now I get to play around with the pants, right? So let's play around with the lasso tool. Going like this. Let me see for 1 minute. There you go. Yeah, way much better now. See if I just use multiply, it makes no difference, but now this line works looks way more bolder. Actually now I can see more of the stuff like smudges and all this stuff. No biggie. We'll clean up the mess. Do some erasing here and there. That way it just keeps Huey nice and bold, how he was meant to be. Nice and beefy. Just gonna do a little cleanup, dude. So this is kind of like a commercial break for now. So we'll do that. I think I'll leave alone like the little lines here and there he left. What is up, Pops? What is up, Total Excellence? I am doing excellent, Pops. Thanks for coming by the stream, pal. You missed Tyrell. You can put it on the rewind, or after I'm done doing this, however you wish, Pops. But yeah, Tyrell was on for literally an hour, more than expected. So I truly appreciate him staying there for that long. go. Just to keep it nice and clean. All right, perfect. All right, let me see. Oh, shoot. Now I remember. Oh, I got one more spot to erase, and then we'll be back into coloring Tyrell. We'll be back coloring Tyrell. No. Huey. Boom. Wonder if I use what is it? Now I know what. I remember what it was. We'll use what is it? Screen. We'll use screen. I'm not too much of a big fan of that color. So try this color for Huey. Oops, wrong color. No, he's too dark. Gotta lighten them up. Pretty happy. Try this color. Oh my god. Yes, this is Huey. This is Huey. Oh my god, we discovered Huey. This is Huey's color scheme. Found it. Beautiful. Very happy with this. Okay, so now, what is this? This is shadows. Shadows are garbage. Oh man, we found Huey, guys. Now this is Beef Bros. See, ironically enough, I didn't actually make Riserman the lead in my two big indie crossover ideas, but rather a character that gets dragged into the story and happens to recognize the competitors. That's awesome. So, dudes, this is freaking Huey. I'm so happy. This is Huey. Oh my god, yes. Bros. I think the biggest thing with like coloring skin and stuff, you just gotta make sure it looks like the freaking character. Otherwise, you miss the mark. So, okay, let's highlight that. That's not what I wanted. Which one is this? How come I get? Oh, because I'm on the wrong layer. Duh. I like this color more, so we'll play around with this color. Yeah, no, that's too much. There we go. I think we found the color. Yeah, this is going to be Huey's highlights. Most definitely. Oh hell yeah! This is so awesome. Okay. Go. Okay. Oh man. Damn, I'm liking this so far, dudes. See? How long have we been streaming for? 2 hours. That's the huge. That is the huge. Let me see. Okay, let's go to shadows. Oh hell yeah. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Let's fix that right now. What else did I put as a highlight? Okay, that's about it. No biggie. Let's delete that. And it's going to be that. Perfect. Okay. Then back to shadows. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to color Tyrell's lip. That way it stands out. Let's see. How about as a highlight? Let me see. I think what we'll do is, I think we'll keep the upper lip light. I think we'll delete. Let's try that in reverse. See how this looks. Okay. Not bad. I dig it. I dig it. Oops. All right. Oh shoot, now I realize gotta grab this. Let's see. turn off. How's it hanging, Huey? Oh man, dudes, I'm just so happy. It's like I think the best part of coloring is when you're using a reference and you're able to like capture exactly how this character would be. So I'm very happy how this looks for Huey. Because, I found Huey. Let me see. What else should we do? Yeah, you know what? I got to highlight a few more spots. And then we'll play around with shadow work. There's a few shadows. See, yeah, highlight these pants. All right, let me see. Yeah, I gotta give more shine to his stuff too, because it looks flat. Like it needs to, especially with his art style, it has to blow up. It's got to be all up in your face, guys. So let's see if I did a good job doing that. So. Oh hell yeah, this is so friggin' oh my god, dude, I'm telling you, I love my friggin' color set. Just love coloring these characters. They're so awesome, man. It's like, how can you not want to color these characters? See? What do you know? All right, let me see. I mean, what we can do, we can darken his foot, like his foot here. We can darken it since it's a little bit in the distance. So, I mean, there you go. Ooh, let me turn off the inks. There you go. Now, turn them back on, and then what I like to do is kind of lighten it a bit. Kind of see what we can do. Do like highlights too, I guess. See. Perfect. go. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. I don't need a. Okay, let me see. Turn this off. Oops. go. Oops, wrong one. What else? Oh, let me use. Oh, hell yeah. This looks fantastic. The beefy bro that shines through the night. See, hey Ichthus, did you hear the news? There's gonna be a triple crossover between Black Hops, Common America, and Soul Finder. Wait, what? Dude, that is wild. A freaking triple crossover? That's wow. That's wild. That is looking great, Ichthus. Thank you so much, Z. Thank you so much, dude. You know, I'm having a blast coloring this. This is a style where it complements my coloring. And I'm just experimenting too. So it's like I'm just using colors that I honestly don't have in my my color set. Let me grab that. All right. Try this color. Yeah, you can barely see. If we can do a little bit purple, we'll play around with the color schemes. Oh shoot! That's not what I meant to do. Yeah, no, this is looking rad. It's all about experimenting, guys. If you experiment and just have the patience, bro, your work is gonna blow up. Yeah, I just found out a little bit ago. Straight up iconic crossover, bro. Triple crossover. That boggles my freaking brain cells right now. Okay, cool. Okay, that. Is it a flat layer? Yes, it is. Okay, let me see. All right. Okay, now. Let me see. Um, Okay, let me see. See, is there shadows? No, this is still flats. Call it that. Purple. There you go. Just to emphasize. Perfect. Indeed, you can't rush excellence. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. Let's see. Yeah, we'll be finishing up soon, dudes. I think I'm pretty confident that this looks fantastic as it already is. You're going ahead and just do little fixes here and there, just little nitpicks. I think I'll get rid of this one here. Let's go and grab this color here. Ooh, you know what? I can. All right. Okay, now the fun part, dudes. Now we're going to color the background. Let's see. Let me go to Adobe. Adobe Color Wheel. Let's freaking explore colors. You know what? Let's use the same colors that I use for Ajax. Where the heck is Ajax at? I've opened so much stuff, dudes. No, I got Huey here. Okay, let me just open up my files really quick. Just bear with me, dudes. Okay, bam! All right, so oops. There you go. I missed a few spots that would really help. All right, so oopsies. Do that. Flats. Whew. I'm getting hungry, guys. All right, so right. Got some half tones to it, right? What else? What else? What else? Trying to think, dudes. What was I gonna do? Oh, that's right. Oh shoot, that's the part of the halftone. Oh snaps. So it's all good. We can fix that real quick. Play around with the splash too. Oh hell yeah, this looks way better. See, you could do so much with this too. Okay, so let's play smart with the halftones. So I really like the mere fact that this appears. then use toothbrush. Forgot about you, dude. See, go. Little faded. Perfect. I think we're good, dudes. Nicholas needs to eat some beef so he could color more beef. Yes, man. Indeed. First a beef bowl, then the beef bros. Bro. All right, dude. I think we're good. Let me just set up really quick and, end the show. Turn on the cam. Thank you, dudes, so much for watching the stream. You guys ooze of excellence, as always. Guys, thank you guys for watching the stream since beginning, either the middle or the end, or just watching it pre-recorded. I truly, truly appreciate it, dudes. I mean, this piece alone came out fantastic, okay? So, dudes, thank you all so much, all right? We're going to be ending the stream, all right, dudes? So, thank you guys. Remember, dudes, as always, stay excellent.
Calling all brothers, sisters, and gender resistors. My name is Aubrey Sitterson, the writer and co-creator.
Beef Bros.
Inspirational leftist superhero comic. It's back, baby, and it's bigger, better, and beefier than ever. Last time, the very first smash hit, critically acclaimed, instant classic, impossible to find Beef Bros. You got your very first taste of the most bodacious superheroes in this or any other galaxy. This time, it's different. This time, it's
Beef Bros. Behind bars.
That's right. Huey and Ajax are taking on the prison industrial complex and the entirety of the carceral state in this all-new, double-sized graphic novella. And fear not, my fine feathered friends, because we've got...
Nugget.
Confused? Aubrey of 2020? Tell us, who are the Beef Bros?
The Beef Bros are a couple of happy-go-lucky bodybuilders helping out their communities, not through any kind of complicated theorizing, but instead, in accordance with that one true, inviolable, moral, and ethical imperative. You can help someone. You do it.
Huh. And, pray tell, what is it that they do?
They don't waste time beating up on criminals. No. They take the fight to the real villains. I'm talking about sadistic cops, greedy landlords, and even a couple of bootlicking rival superheroes, all while embodying egalitarian ideals of empowerment and mutual aid.
Righteous. But, Team Beef Bros isn't just past and present versions of me. No. Allow me to introduce to you my co-creator, my brother in beef, Tyrell Candy. Brother Tyrell, testify.
Team Beef Brothers is proud to welcome back colorist Raciel Avila and letterer Taylor Esposito for our biggest issue yet, twice the size of our debut. This 64-page graphic novella is the biggest, best, and beefiest Beef Brothers ever. But to get it to you by May of 2022, I gotta get back to work.
Amen, brother. And because you, our loyal supporters, our beefers, because you deserve it, we have lined up some truly mind-blowing rewards for you. Physical copies, holographic stickers, motivational prints, original art, commissions, the Beef Bros second printing with a brand new cover, and extremely limited quantities of the first issue's impossible to find first printing. So pledge early, pledge often, and pledge generously. And in keeping with the Beef Bros ethos, consider pledging at the Double Trouble level to share a copy with a fellow beefer. It's what Huey and Ajax would do. We need Beef Bros. And as always, we're gonna make it happen together.